Good evening, everyone. This is Mitch. Hope you all have had a great Friday. Hope you're all having a great start to your weekend. In this video, we're going to break down the latest updated information on what we do know about this storm system for the middle part of next week. This is going to potentially be for Wednesday into Friday. And then we're going to give you the latest information on what's going on in New England and the northeast of Mars. There are going to be some real big time snow squalls that actually could produce maybe a couple inches of snow in maybe as little as 30 minutes. Maybe some thunder snows, some convective snow squalls are going to move through with an Arctic boundary. It's going to be impressive to see what kind of footage we get out in New England tomorrow. Places like Boston, New York City, and everywhere, everybody in between could see something out of this. But the majority of this video is going to be updating what I think is going to be a big time system for next week for millions of people. So that's what's going to be the majority of this update. If you guys have not subscribed, definitely consider doing that. Like the video. If you do like it, my social media links are right here. It's a great way to stay up to date and communicate with me. If you guys got anything I can pray about, please put it in the comments below. It gives me an opportunity to pray over them. It gives others an opportunity to do so too. So appreciate the amazing growth in the month of February. I don't think anything's going to compare to January, which is almost just the growth in January is almost unbelievable. But I really appreciate people who've continued to tune in, even when weather is not necessarily impacting your area. And I appreciate the folks who have been loyal and still listening, and everybody else who are new viewers and continue to listen in. So what we got here is the 6 to 10 day temperature outlook. So we know it's going to get cold, right? We know it's going to get cold here in the next couple days as the Arctic front surges south and southeast. How far east does this Arctic boundary get? Still a big question here, but there's some decent consistency and model guidance on where this is going to set up. And then low pressures are going to have a chance to ride this boundary and affect areas of the south central U.S. Kind of the same areas that were affected on the cold side with this last storm, but I think more areas a little further southeast in this area right in here could get affected by more winter weather. So actually, the day forward, this is for Thursday of this coming week. They've already put up a percentage chance to see a quarter inch of liquid equivalent to snow and sleet. This light green is a 10 to 30% chance to see a quarter inch of liquid, like I said, equivalent to snow and sleet. So winter weather chances are going up for this area. Oklahoma City's almost included in that 30 to 50% chance. So, the National Weather Service is already talking about this and honing in on this area that could be another impactful winter storm from Oklahoma City, maybe all the way through St. Louis, maybe including Indianapolis. And in fact, you go on and go to Friday, which is day 7. This includes Chicago, St. Louis, almost Kansas City, Indianapolis, Columbus, Ohio, Cleveland, Ohio, Detroit, Michigan, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Buffalo, high chance in Buffalo. And there's little splotches of blue in here, which is that 50 to 70% chance that reach that threshold we just mentioned with a quarter inch of liquid equivalent to snow and sleet. So confidence is pretty high this far out, right? So let's take a look at the model, guys. Let's take a look at the GFS first, and let's see what's going on that really sets the stage of this. Well, cold air starts to come out of Canada into the lower 48, and this is a big cold front. Tight gradient. Temperatures rise into the 80s and 70s into Texas ahead of this big-time cold front, this boundary that sets up here. This Arctic front moves through areas like Chicago as early as Tuesday. This continues to move south. We're getting into Wednesday afternoon that moves through Texas. And then look, areas in the southeast are in the 80s and 70s and 60s. But then you've got this Arctic air surging into Texas. It starts to work its way into Texas as early as Wednesday, maybe as early as Tuesday, depending on where you are. And then it continues to kind of leak south. But how far south does it get is a big question. But I think this boundary stalls out right into here. But we still got time to try to figure out where this Arctic boundary is going to stall out. And then obviously wherever it stalls out, it's important to try to figure out who's going to see a lot of frozen precipitation. And then areas way up here, maybe some of the coldest air of the season, setting up here in late February. So let's look at the latest GFS and really show you what's going on here. We're going in time. We're getting into Monday morning. That Arctic front's dropping down with that big-time high pressure moving out of Canada into the lower 48. At this point, you have moisture surging northward, and then it comes up to this Arctic boundary, and you have overrunning that occurs. But the real deep cold air really hasn't surged south at this point. So maybe Tuesday morning, you're getting very close to winter weather for Chicago, northern Illinois, areas of obviously Wisconsin is cold enough for all winter weather. Michigan is cold enough. But This could actually promote a big time flood threat right into here, right into Texas, Arkansas, Kentucky, as a low pressure really develops and gets cranked up here. But this is not going to bring winter weather, I don't think, for most of the Ohio Valley and then areas of the Northeast. I think it's too warm at this point. Now, as the cold air is kind of surging south, I think Maine, Southeast Canada could have a big time winter storm from this. And then you watch this. Is this going to be any kind of severe weather or just heavy rain? Arctic air continues to serve south, and then you have another low pressure that pops off down here as you're getting into Wednesday evening. Now, this kind of gets a little strong out, and then you get another surge of moisture, and then the Arctic boundary sets up here, and then you're getting into overnight hours of Thursday into Friday morning, and then this could turn into a big winter storm stretching all the way from portions of Texas through Oklahoma, Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Pennsylvania. And then there's a little bit of a cold air damming signature showing up here. So Virginia, Maryland, y'all might go to a wintry mess to rain. But like I said, guys, this is decently far out. This is actually, past 150 hours out. So trying to figure out where the low pressure tracks, where this Arctic boundary sets up, which ultimately decides where this low pressure tracks, is we're just not there yet. We're not even close to figuring that out. But this, if the GFS was correct, this would be a blast of snow, sleet, and freezing rain turning to rain for some folks in the Northeast as you're getting into the weekend. So this looks like a long duration event that can impact several states and millions of people. And then take a look here. You got the Canadian model, which always has that cold bias. Here comes that cold air surging down. This stays all rain. This keeps you all rain actually for areas of Chicago. But look at this heavy rain showing up here for areas of Kentucky, Tennessee, the Ohio Valley. This low pressure on the Canadian model, as you're getting into about the Tuesday time frame, really just surges, kind of takes a weird path. It just depends on how this jet stream buckles and basically how this southeast ridge behaves and how much it nudges against and pushes up on this Arctic boundary. Really depends on the track of this low pressure. But as this moves through, you have a bunch of moisture still surging northward. High pressure moves in. You have more cold air in place. And the latest Canadian wants to bring winter weather all the way into areas of Tennessee, Arkansas, areas of Dallas, Texas, as you're getting into your Thursday morning. And yeah, that's what this shows. And it keeps it a lot more suppressed, but then it blows up another low pressure Friday morning. This brings a significant winter weather event for areas of the Northeast. And where does this Arctic boundary set up? It gets kind of quiet after that. And where does anything else set up after that? We don't know. It's pretty far out. European. What does the European model show? Going forward, same situation. Canadian model, GFS, and the Euros in pretty good agreement that something's going to happen here along the Arctic boundary as it settles south. But is it cold enough for areas like Chicago to get any winter weather from this? That's a big question here. What's weird about Chicago is, I mean, are y'all kind of stuck in the middle where y'all are too warm at first, and then the deep cold air moves in, and then the cold air suppresses the system, and y'all don't get into the second system? But we're pretty far out to really be answering all those questions. But Wednesday evening, here comes a wave of freezing rain showing up in areas of Texas and Oklahoma. Oklahoma City very close to some nasty ice. We're getting into overnight Wednesday into Thursday morning. And look at all this. This is Thursday. This is Thursday morning right here. Look at all the freezing rain, snow showing up in Missouri again. More freezing rain in Texas. Oklahoma, snow in Kansas. This continues to move. And this would be a big time impactful event for Chicago Thursday into Friday with nasty freezing rain showing up for the Ohio Valley. And then a lot of heavy snow obviously on the northwest of this low pressure. This moves into the northeast, but the low pressure track is not favorable for an all winter weather event for you folks. And then we keep this moving a little further in time. And what happens after that is a big question. But really the big focus is what it looks like a significant storm system that could, promote flooding, big time winter weather totals for a lot of people. So we're going to focus on the GFS here and get a little bit closer look at the GFS. And going through in time, here's that first wave that misses the south central U.S. Here comes the second wave. This is Wednesday evening, freezing rain showing up in Dallas. And then the Arctic boundary I would say, maybe bounces north again. And then the next wave comes in maybe for Thursday afternoon, and it just shows all rain for Dallas, but big time winter weather showing up in Oklahoma City. The Ozarks having freezing rain for areas late Thursday into Friday morning, and then a nasty winter storm for areas like St. Louis. But nothing is set in stone. But really, there's that heavy snow. This shows a big time system for Illinois, Missouri. Again, y'all gotten hit hard by 2 different winter storms already this winter, and then other minor events also. But we go on and skip forward to the Ohio Valley, and then we're going to go on and skip into this time frame at about midweek. Here's that first system. The first system is going to be impactful too for areas in these northern states like Wisconsin. Minneapolis could get some snow off this as you're getting into your early week, maybe into your Tuesday morning. And then this is going to impact the Great Lakes states up here like Michigan. This moves through this first system Tuesday afternoon, maybe a little freezing rain for you folks in Chicago. And then it moves on out. Here comes the second wave. Actually, there's 2 or 3 waves, really, guys. I mean, you look at this wave right here. Here comes another wave from the GFS, brings a little winter weather for areas of Tennessee and Kentucky. These Arctic boundaries are tricky. Sometimes they can trend much more south as you get into the medium to short term. But here comes the next big blossom of moisture right here that shows up. This will be a big, impactful winter storm for areas of the Ohio Valley. And it almost looks like it's between the event that just happened a couple of days ago and then the event that happened a little over 2 weeks ago. It's kind of like right in the middle. But, I mean, look at this. This is for Friday morning. This is pretty far out, like I said. You got a winter storm that's impacting Oklahoma all the way to Virginia. So this pink is the freezing rain, the orange is the sleet, the blue is the snow. And this just looks like a big time mess. There's just really no specifics. I mean, and then here comes another blossom of moisture as you're getting into Friday afternoon, so a week out from right now. Low pressure just shooting right through Kentucky and West Virginia. But this looks like an impactful event. I'm not going to show the Northeast really right now, guys, because it's so far out. I mean, we're still trying to figure out the South Central U.S. and the Ohio Valley. But right now, this is what the national blend of models are showing. Already showing icing in Texas, Oklahoma, almost the entire state of Arkansas, areas of western Tennessee, and then Missouri, and then into Illinois. Sorry, guys, my nose just keeps itching. That's why I keep picking at my face. But check out the snow possibilities for that same time frame. There's a good bit of snow, solid snow signal showing up for even Oklahoma, even a dusting into Dallas. You go on and move up northeast, the Ohio Valley, solid ice signal showing up here. I know you're thinking, well, 1/10 of an ice, I mean, that's not a lot, but this far out, I mean, that's a lot of ice showing up here. And it's going to see how this uptrends. This has a much more higher potential to be an ice storm compared to the one that happened about 2 days ago. But ice showing up in Virginia, even a little bit in North Carolina. We'll see how that works out. But as far as snow for these same areas, you have a lot of snow showing up. And this is all the way through next Saturday morning. So you got some big time snow totals showing up, pretty much for the northern half of the country. The Ohio Valley, solid signal for snow with this system. And this is all from this multiple rounds of moisture to ride this Arctic boundary. So we'll continue to keep you updated on that all weekend because we'll have a lot more confidence as we get into your Sunday evening. But check out this snow squall. This is for tomorrow morning. This is a snow squall that will move through Pennsylvania. It'll move through even areas of West Virginia. It'll move through New York State, Vermont, New Hampshire. But what I'm watching here as we're getting into the early afternoon time period right here is look how intense this snow squall gets. I mean, we'll stop it right here, and this is for 2 p.m., right? 2 p.m. tomorrow. I'm going to click a sounding right in here. And look at the DGZs right here, and look at the moist column all the way up into the moist and all the way up into the mid levels. It is absolutely ripping snow. There's even a little bit of convective energy with this, so I would not be surprised if we see some lightning, flash of lightning, and crack of thunder. I mean, the temperatures it's going to be wild. I mean, when the snow squall moves in, it'll probably be in the mid to upper 30s. By the time it moves through, the ground will be covered. I'm telling you guys, this snow squall is going to be absolutely insane. This is going to move through almost everybody in the Northeast too. So if all your snow's melted, this is going to cover the ground, I'm telling you, in minutes. And when it does, the temperatures are going to drop like a rock behind it. But it's showing the snow squall even moving through New York City, Long Island, New Jersey. It might even come close to maybe holding together for Washington, D.C., areas of Maryland. But this is going to be an intense snow squall, especially as you get into southern New England and Boston. I'm going to be very interested in what Boston looks like around 3 to 5 p.m. tomorrow. give or take an hour when the snow squall moves in. Last thing I'll show you with this video is, check this out. This is potential snowfall rate. So as the snow moves through, you know, we'll stop it right into here, when it looks like the snow squall is about as intense around 4 to 5 p.m. tomorrow. Look at that. That's 3. This is what you call, this is basically how much snow could fall in 1 hour. So 1 hour snowfall accumulations. Check this out. 3.5 inch per hour rates from this snow squall in Rhode Island. And then, you know, 1 to 2, basically anywhere in this purple is anywhere from 1.5 inches to 3 inch per hour rates. Now, this snow squall is going to probably move in and out in probably 15 to 30 to 35 minutes, and it's gone. So it's not going to even last an hour, but it can drop 1 to 3 inches. I'm telling you, especially I would say 1 to 2 inches of snow very, very quickly, guys. I'm telling you, it's going to be wild to see the photos in this area for sure. But that's all I got, guys. My nose, for whatever reason, is itching like crazy, so I'm going to wrap up this video. Hope you guys have a great start to your weekend. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow morning and get you an update on what is going on. God bless.